I was a pastor for about 7 years, and one of the things that I needed most in my pastoral leadership is not only hearing fantastic ideas that I cared about, but seeing how they connected with real-life best practices.
I've learned how to preach better. I have learned how to take what is important here and kind of integrate it into preaching, and to know that that's important.
The fullness of God's mission, from looking at work in terms of fall, even before that, creation, redemption, new creation, and understanding it, and hearing from a variety of people, what are their responses to that?
The learning community is really designed to take a church starting with a theological foundation, so you're enriched in the biblical story all the way from creation, Genesis, to new creation, Revelation, and vocation's central role in God's mission on earth. But you're moving from these ideas that are kind of 30,000 foot, moving from there to how does this then play out in the culture of a local church, in the way that you interact with staff, in the way that you interact with the congregation, to how does this affect the way that we engage the community around us, so the city in which we live. That's really what this is about, is pastors thinking together on how they can impact their congregations to impact the city that they're in.
Having that affirmation and really embracing the idea and the concept that what I do at work is for God, and it really does matter in His kingdom.
I think what in general has been good is just being with other churches and having these kind of dialogues. Something that we've been kind of wrestling through as a church, but it's good to spend time with other churches who are wrestling through the same thing, working with the language, trying to see where they are in terms of their culture and their context, and getting a chance to glean from them, as well as kind of share some things that we're working through, so that we can leverage what we're learning from them and them from us. That's been extremely helpful.
And so, having been a part of this learning community with congregation members of mine, we continue the conversation afterwards. And the purpose of it is not just to learn new things, but to actually apply it. And so the learning community, in a way, provides a sense of accountability.
This is one of the best environments that you can be a part of, not only to hear fantastic ideas from thought leaders, but then how does that actually work itself out in the local congregation in ways that lead to real change and real productivity in the local church. So I would say to any pastor, join us. We'd love to have you be part of this conversation.